answer is Dajjal. If you have another answer, then you should show some integrity and publish it. Let the world know, let all of Britain know this is your, if you have any courage in you. If you have any courage, if you have any courage and integrity in you, then open your mouth and say, no, I disagree. The Jasad cannot be Dajjal, it must be this or that or the other. Okay? So then, my answer is the Dajjal. But if you interpret the Quran, you must always say, Allahu A'lam. Allah knows best. Because you could make mistakes. This is our tradition. So I say the Jasad is Dajjal. Allahu A'lam. But I will not explain the Quran to you unless I am convinced that I am correct. If I am not convinced that I am correct, go back and do the homework before you come and teach the people. If the Dajjal is a Jasad, what are the implications of being a Jasad? I don't have the time to deal with that tonight. I've done it in several other lectures. I want to devote time to something else today. Not what are the implications of being a Jasad. That's a different subject. Now then, after Allah responded to the dua of Sulaiman alayhi salam, he then said, فَسَخَّرْنَا لَهُ الرِّيحَ تَجْرِي بِأَمْرِهِ رُخَاءً وَحَيْثُ أَصَابَ. He responded by giving to Sulaiman alayhi salam command over the wind. That the wind will blow gently at his command, and in whichsoever direction he chose. But what comes after that? What comes after that? وَالشَّيَاطِينَ كُلَّ بَنَّاءٍ وَغَوَّاسٍ. Shayateen are now placed at his disposal. And Shayateen are not Muslims. Shayateen are jinn who are evil. Kuffar. Shaitan, Shayateen. So these are evil jinn. And these evil jinn are placed at his disposal. And they are used now for all different kinds of construction. And this construction also includes the depths of the sea. Diving down. So, wait a minute. Jinn are going to be involved in construction work on behalf of Sulaiman alayhi salam. وَآخَرِينَ مُقَرَّنِينَ فِي الْأَصْفَادِ. But amongst the jinn there are also those who are in chains. So if you are in chains, you are imprisoned in your world of space and time. You can't come into this world of space and time. فَهَذَا أَطَاعُنَا فَمْنُنْ وَأَمْسِكْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. And then Allah says, this is my gift to you, Sulaiman alayhi salam. You are free to give or to withhold as you wish. When Sulaiman alayhi salam died, وَلَمَّا قَضَى سُلَيْمَانَ الْمَوْتِ, the shayateen who are in chains are not in our world of space and time. So they don't know he's dead. But they're looking at his throne. And when they look at his throne, they're seeing someone sitting on his throne. We know it's a Jasad, but they don't know that. And the Jasad is holding on to the staff of Sulaiman alayhi salam. So the shayateen who have been ordered by Allah to work for Sulaiman alayhi salam now continue to work after his death, not knowing that he is dead. And that evil being sitting on his throne, holding on to his staff, is able to exploit all these jinn, these shayateen, for all kinds of constructions above and below. In particular, a particular kind of construction that Allah invites them to do. In Surah Al-Rahman, Ya Ma'shar al-Jinni wal-Ins. Allah is addressing not all of mankind and not all of the jinn. He's addressing 31 times for بِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. So shayateen amongst the human beings, that's what they are, shayateen, and shayateen amongst the jinn. And there is a link between this subject now and the last surah of the Quran. But I leave my student Imam Jalaluddin to teach that, to Britain inshallah. This is your homework. The link between this subject and Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas ila akhirih. Okay? Now then, Ya ma'ashar al-jinni wal-ins, O community, evil community of human beings and evil community of jinn. إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض. فانفذوا, go ahead. The jinn and the evil jinn and the evil human beings are now going to, invited by Allah, to explore Star Wars, missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, robotic submarines at the bottom of the sea, missiles coming out from inside of the earth, nuclear missiles. إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا. I'm not going to end the ayah, I'll stop there. So then we see that it is a consequence of the relationship between these evil jinn and these evil human beings that all of this exploration of the stars, the space exploration, and satellites going around the earth and so on, and the depths of the sea and the depths of the earth, all of this is in consequence. وَآخَرِينَ مُقَرَّنِينَ فِي الْأَصْفَارِ هَذَا أَطَاعُنَا حَمُّنَا مُمْسِكْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. Will they ever learn that Sulaiman alayhi salam is dead? Yes, they will one day learn. وَلَمَّا قَضَى سُلَيْمَانَ الْمَوْتِ مَا ضَلَّهُمْ عَنْ مَوْتِهِ إِلَّا دَابَّةُ الْأَرْضِ تَأْكُلُ مِنْ سَعَتَهُ. One day, they will realize that Sulaiman alayhi salam is dead. And when they realize that, then they'll realize that this is an imposter sitting on his throne. And we don't have to work for him. They're working for him up to this moment that I'm speaking because they believe if they don't, Allah will punish them. But when they realize that he is dead, Sulaiman alayhi salam is dead, and this is an imposter sitting on his throne, they stop working. When will that happen? When dabbatul abd, the word is ta'kulu. It's not when dabbatul abd comes and nibble at the bottom of the staff. To nibble like termites. That's not what the Quran says. That's a bogus explanation. And then the staff loses its balance and it collapses. Yeah. No, that's not it. Ta'kulu min sa'atahu. When the dabbatul ard consume the staff, then the jinn, the shayateen, will realize that he is dead, that this is a jasad sitting there. What could this be? I have to confess that I am myself struggling. And I say to myself, well, listen, when Musa alayhi salam was told, throw your staff on the ground, it became a snake. He said, strike the rock with your staff, and the water came out, 12 streams of water. Strike the sea with your staff, and the sea parted, and they were able to cross over. So I conclude that the staff of Sulaiman alayhi salam must have had some of that miraculous qualities of the staff of Musa alayhi salam. And so long as you're holding on to this stuff, and so long as it has its miraculous qualities intact, then the jasad will be able to impersonate Sulaiman alayhi salam successfully, and the jinn would not know. But what is it that Dabbatul Ard can do to cause the staff to lose its miraculous qualities? Meaning the staff now collapses in the sense, not physical collapse. The staff collapses in the sense that holding on to the staff now can no longer be used to conceal who I am. So there must be some attack on the staff to cause it to lose its miraculous qualities. What is the ayah kharra? Is it kharra? فَلَمَّا خَرَّ تَبَيَّنَ الْجِنُّ أَنْ لَوْ يَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ. Alright. When the staff collapsed, Allah says, if the jinn had knowledge of ilmul ghayb, they would not have continued for all these years and years and years, thousands of years, in this state of punishment. My answer is, and I can be wrong, my answer is that we are now being trapped in a world of electronic radiation all around us. And that's why you can now navigate with your muluka. Turn left, first. It's called GPS. Yeah. Because of the satellites up there, and the radiation, and the smartphones, and the television, and the internet, and the wireless TV, and all of these things. And you can see the damage being done to bees. That the bees can no longer navigate because of this pollution of the atmosphere. And as a consequence, the production of honey is declining around the world. But I am of the opinion, and I can be wrong, let me repeat it again. I'm just struggling to understand that little matter. I believe that this radiation is having the effect of destroying that which is miraculous in the staff. And if you can do that to the staff, you can do that to our capacity for spiritual insight. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let me ask one more time. I don't believe that the damaging impact of the radiation will be as great on adults as it will be with children. Why are you afraid to talk? That your children are being damaged with this radiation. And as a consequence of the damage being done to the children through radiation, the capacity for internal sight, internal hearing, internal capacity for receiving knowledge is being reduced and reduced and reduced. And so there's a tomorrow is coming. That when these people have eyes and cannot see, they have ears and cannot hear, they have hearts and cannot understand, they are going to be reduced to jasads, like Dajjal the Jasad. And then they will dance to every tune that Dajjal plays. And when your son announces that he's a homosexual, and your daughter announces that she is lesbian, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. It'll be too late by that time to buy a ticket to go back to Pakistan. Too late, okay? So here is the Jasad holding on to the stuff. And evil is being committed. Evil is being committed because of this. On this side, the human beings who are evil, and on this side, the jinn who are being evil. And because Dajjal wants to rule the world from Jerusalem, that's what he wants to do. Because he wants to impersonate the Messiah. You have to recognize that those who are following Dajjal as human beings or jinn are the ones who are supporting the state of Israel. And that is your modern Western Christian world, not the Orthodox Christian world. Okay? Now let's go back to Surah Al-Rahman. I have 3 ayat to share with you, and we could conclude. Allah gives a warning to them. سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. This side is laden with sin, heavy with sin. All the lies they have told, all the acts of oppression they have committed, all the acts of kufr they have committed, including that a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate. They're taking the kufr and throwing it in your faces. And then on this side, the jinn are supporting them. So they're able to bring the scientific and technological revolution. Yeah. You could not have brought the scientific and technological revolution in the Western world without the jinn. You can't bring these cryptocurrencies without the support of the jinn. Your missiles are flying today, your satellites are revolving around the earth, your robotic submarines are underneath the sea. You are arrogant in power because you are being supported by the jinn. And you are oppressing the world. Oppression. But your centuries of oppression will come to an end one day. When will it? سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ. I'm going to, سَنَفْرُغُ, we are going to deal with you. That's what the Surah Al-Rahman is saying. This is a powerful punch. We're going to deal with you too laden with sin. And then comes another ayah. I think this comes immediately after. In between is بِأَيِّ آلَاءِ تُكَذِّبُونَ. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And then comes this ayah. وَنُرْسَلُ عَلَيْكُمَا شُوَازٌ مِّن نَارٍ وَنُحَاسٌ. And we're going to send against you a flash of fire, followed by smoke. Think. In Surah Al-Isra, he said, وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا. Not a single town or city will escape, but we're going to destroy them all. Which surah? Surah Al-Isra. وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نحن مهلكوها قبل يوم القيامة أو معذبوها عذابا شديدا كان ذلك في الكتاب مسطورا. Not a single town or city will escape, but we will destroy them all. And those which escape destruction will be punished with terrible punishment, and this is the matter inscribed in the kitab. But Allah will not destroy a town or a city which does not deserve to be destroyed. Yes, He says that in the Quran several ways. He will not punish you if you don't deserve to be punished. So now we have to understand that not a single town or city which deserves to be destroyed will escape. They will all be destroyed. And when Allah is destroying them all, you have to go back to the flash of fire, followed by smoke, and the smoke is dukhan. My understanding is nuclear war. The Surah Al-Rahman is anticipating nuclear war. Flash of fire, followed by smoke, and every town and city which ought to be destroyed will be destroyed. You can't do that with conventional warfare. So when the nuclear war takes place, and we are now on the door of nuclear war, and I am at the age of 76 one of the only ones in the world of Islamic scholarship, one of the only ones using the Quran to try to explain this subject to you. So it is something to make you weep when the doors of the masjid are closed to me. Wait on Judgment Day.